The biggest question has to be the offense. There's a lot of guys on offense.
Yeah.
How is the offense shaping up, starting with the quarterback?
Kevin and Luke are doing well. Obviously, Kevin's got a jump start on Luke and Colton and Jalen because he's been through the system for a year. He's played the game and gone through it. So there's been some positive things from all the guys. We just got to continue to work on our consistency and the ability to do it on a daily basis at a high level.
You look at the defensive side. The preseason defensive player of the year is Stephen Hodge. Unfortunately, he didn't play last year.
Yeah.
What is he looking like back from injury?
He's no worse for wear. You look at Steven and you see him running around, and he's the type of dynamic playmaker on defense that was an All-American in 2013 and made a ton of plays for us that year. So not only is he a leader by example of what he does and making plays, he's also a guy that the kids look to as a leader because he does it right all the time.
And generally speaking, a lot of seniors graduated last year.
Yes. 30, but who's
30?
counting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to use the number.
That's all right.
But a lot of freshmen coming in. What are the older guys doing to really get these guys ready to go?
We talked in our first meeting about fifth-year guys, our upperclassmen have never been through a losing season. They understand what the culture of our program is. It's built on intangible discipline, accountability, work ethic, attention to detail, and all those off-the-field things that manifest themselves on game day. So the big thing was, getting the first-year guys and freshmen to immerse themselves into our culture, and our seniors and upperclassmen showing them the right way to do it. And I think it's been a pretty good transition, and I know that there's a lot of young guys out here competing for jobs because there's a lot of jobs open. So it's been very good, and the upperclassmen have done a good job with the other guys.
Joe, you talked before camp about it being an open competition at quarterback. Have you seen enough, whether it's from Kevin or someone else, to feel confident heading into the season that you can do what you're going to need to do on offense?
Absolutely. And, we meet and discuss personnel every morning. And, Kevin's, doing a very good job. And Luke is really, for a guy that hasn't, been coached by us, and, this fall camp being his first opportunity to get coached by Coach Bronner and get involved in the system. He's done a very good job too. The young guys are, swimming at times, but they're showing some flashes. But we're confident that we're going to be able to make great production again on the quarterback position.
Definitely a younger team, but do they play with that same hunger and energy that you saw from the group past couple of years ago?
We're trying to teach him, and that's part of the thing of immersing the younger guys and first-year kids into the culture is, they don't know. They don't know. So, they're learning day by day, and, the message to the team, just over there was, the younger guys are doing the right thing the wrong way. So, at first it was teaching them assignment and making sure they're not alone. You want to, make sure that they're doing the right thing in terms of correctness of assignment, and now they're doing the right things. Now it's about the specificity and attention to detail and consistency, where it's not just about running a corner route, it's at the right depth with the right technique and things like that. So, we've gone past them knowing what to do. Now it's doing the right thing the right way.
Can the running game you have kind of take a little pressure off those guys early on when you have Chase and Kendall, those guys that have done it before?
Yeah, with Chase and Kendall and some of the guys we have coming back up front, really, everything that we do is predicated on our success, our ability to run the ball successfully, and start with Carlton Kuntz in his second year, and then Chase. If we can't run the ball successfully, we're going to have a hard time passing it, just because we really want people to commit numbers to the box and we create one-on-one matchups on the perimeter. So I think it's stands out more this year because we have such young guys in the receiving core, but every year it'll be, our offensive success will be contingent upon our ability to run the ball successfully.
I know you're probably looking forward to a lot of the newer guys on the team this year, but who are some of your players to watch for?
The guys on the offensive side of the ball, obviously, Chase Edmonds is one of the top players in the country, and he's picked up where he's left off, and he's a guy that's humble and hungry. He has tremendous football ability and his work ethic to match. So we expect him to pick up where he left off. Garrick Mayweather and Anthony Coyle up front have been doing a fantastic job. And there's some guys that have been sitting behind multiple-year All-League guys and All-Americans that have been having good camps, most notably Faison Odom at tight end, who's done an excellent job so far at camp. And then up front, there's a cast of guys in the front four, Marlon Crook and Justin Vaughn were preseason All-League picks, Stephen Hodge coming back, and J.Q. Bowers is a guy who's played a lot of football for us over the past 2 years. Hasn't necessarily been a full-time starter, but played the whole Temple game. Played in some big wins for us. So it's like Charlie and I talked about. We have known commodities and unknown commodities, and it's inexperienced talent. So our job is to get the guys who haven't played a lot of football for us, whether they have been reserves the past few years or they're new guys coming in. We've got to get those guys matured very quickly.
I know you probably don't want to look this far ahead, but last year you had Villanova early, but Army late. This year you get Army week 1, Villanova week 2. Does it matter when you play teams like that? Do you have to be ready no matter what? Is there a better point in the season to face that competition? You just got to get your guys ready to go.
Yeah, you have to play them eventually. And I think with the construct of this year's team, it'll be a great litmus test early. We'll be in the deep end of the pool and playing against two teams which will probably be the most talented we'll face all year. So we talked about the maturation process and getting the guys ready to play at a high level very quickly. Well, there'll be 2 big tests real quick. So I think it'll benefit us in the long run of the season to play 2 quality opponents early on.
Last one for me.
Yeah,
the expectations you say remain the same no matter what. So obviously your approach remains the same too. But is this fun for you now, considering that you built this program? It's gotten to the point where it's gotten, and now you're starting over with this younger group, new group, but they know Fordham now as being a winning football program.
Yeah, and we talk about operating at a championship standard one at a time. And that's kind of our theme for this season. And there's always a challenge, regardless of the season. It's just a different kind of challenge. The past few years, we've had, a lot of success and a lot of returning players. And, the theme you talked about last year and has been addressed as complacency and things like that. And how do you keep the guys hungry, when they've done it? So now those guys are moving on, and people who haven't done it, now it's a matter of, teaching them the right way to do it. And I said we've been ranked however many weeks in a row, and only a couple guys on the team have ever experienced a losing record, and I tell them, hey, we're a top 15 team. Well, let's conduct ourselves like it and earn the right to say that.
Would you? Oh, sorry,
Coach. Would you say that maybe there's a theme or a message that you're, a special point of emphasis you're trying to get across to the guys early, right here in camp so far? Is there like a theme? Or anything?
Yeah, absolutely. On the back of their shirts, our theory or our kind of philosophy for this season is just one at a time. It's one meeting, one rep, one drill, one period, one day, one game, and then move on from there. Because as Vince Lombardi said, success demands singleness of purpose, and we're not mature enough right now or experienced enough to be looking ahead to anything except the task at hand. And I think that'll be one thing that'll help the young guys assimilate into our culture and understand the things it takes to be successful at this level.
Can we talk about George Dawson a little bit?
Oh, absolutely.
A guy that, was a high school, pretty much a wide receiver in high school, and obviously had to step in and play linebacker, and did a pretty good job for you guys last year.
Yeah, George is tremendous. He's a guy, and we kind of at that mid-skill level recruit body types and athletes and guys who can come and play both sides of the ball. And George is a guy who came in and I believe 190, 195 pounds. He's up to 220, 225 now, and our next man in philosophy, where Stephen went down to camp last year, George stepped in immediately and had a tremendous season. And he's really worked hard in the off season to build his body up, put weight on, get strength, and still maintain his athleticism. So George he's a vocal leader. He's fiery. He loves to play the game of football. He does a great job in the classroom. He's very active in the community. He's a great representative of Hayes, and I expect big things from him this season.
That makes for a pretty good linebacking core with him and Steven and some of the guys who are back. It's gotta be. You think it's the strength of that defense now?
Yeah, it has a chance to be. With Steven coming back and George moving inside, and then you have David Barletta and Nico Thorpe and some of the other guys, Noah Fitzgerald, battling out inside. That's a scary word, potential, but it has the potential to be as good of a linebacking core as we've had since we've been here, because they're all athletic and they all can run and they can all make plays. So that's what is very exciting.